Probably everyone has heard about codependency, even if they're not clear on what exactly it means. They know it's not talked about like it's a good thing. And some people have heard of interdependency. Again, maybe they don't know exactly what it means, but it's being held out to be the one dependency that is healthy and that we should all aspire to achieve. But this video is about hyper-independence or counter-dependency. This is something I wasn't aware of, and of course how appropriate it is that I actually fall into this category. So in case you are curious about hyper-independence, please keep watching. Pretty much the polar opposite of codependency. It has nothing to do with being dependent at all, because people who are hyper-independent actually fear closeness, connection, vulnerability. And they remain hyper-independent with a mindset that is avoidant. To anyone watching them, they appear strong, self-sufficient, and they are usually the person that everyone goes to when they need something. They don't tell people no very often. They tend to go above and beyond for others. But when it's time for those things that they've done for others to be reciprocated, even if offered, they may freeze or shut down, and they withdraw to disconnect from their relationships because they fear intimacy and they fear really being seen. Now, how does this happen? This is a person who has been wounded by being constantly let down by others, not having their emotional needs met. They were often emotionally neglected in childhood, from having to be the parent to take on the tasks of an adult, to either make up for a missing parent or caregiver, or for a parent who was emotionally immature and didn't handle their own shit. Because they were raised in a sea of unpredictability, they struggle with trusting people and knowing who they can depend on. So they keep people at a distance to avoid being hurt. And they figure, no one's going to be there for me anyway. I'll just remain on my own and I'll take care of everything all by myself. It's a mistake to think that I can rely or depend on anyone. I'm not going there. Now, if you have gotten this far and you're wondering if this may actually apply to you, here are some signs, I suppose, of being hyper-independent or counter-dependent. You may find that it's a struggle to form romantic relationships because you tend to pull away when things get too serious or when it's time to allow yourself to be vulnerable. You find that you have a lot of surface level relationships. And so when there's something that truly impacts you and somewhere you hope there's someone you can talk to about what's going on in your life, there's no one there. You feel lonely a lot, even though you might have what most would refer to as a circle of friends. It is very hard for you to ask for help, and even harder to let your guard down. You struggle tremendously with allowing yourself to be vulnerable because you're afraid to let people know the real you. You are always there for everyone else when they have something they need, but you don't know where to go when you need to seek refuge. You have a hell of a time letting go of control in your romantic relationships, and as a result, it usually causes conflict. You tend to do a lot of things by yourself because you don't invite people into your life. You are the classic lone wolf.